سلام رشا، مرحبا. مرحبا أسامة, نصر الدين, Khawla, Rasha. We'll wait for a couple of seconds until some people gather and we kick off our webinar. If anyone have questions or anything he wants to clear, you can write your messages here, and after the presentation I will be answering each one of you. Okay, so I believe we can start until some people come. Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to our OWASP Algiers chapter introductory webinar. Today we will be discovering the Algiers chapter alongside the OWASP International Foundation. And there is a little surprise for you. After we finish our introductory chapter, there will be a presentation concerning one of our board members about building cybersecurity controls, where we will discover the different regulations available here in Algeria, alongside some other worldwide frameworks, standards, and guidelines. Okay, so hello. The OWASP Foundation, if you don't know it already, is the Open Worldwide Application Security Project. It was previously known as the Web Application Security Project until February 2023. The OWASP Foundation have seen that it's no longer only about web application, but it is concerning everything related to application security, whether it's web, mobile, APIs, and so on. So basically, and to simplify the term, it is a worldwide community that produces freely available articles, toolkits, and projects. OWASP is free for everyone from anywhere around the globe. You can join, you can participate. If you have some expertise or knowledge you want to share, you can contribute to the different projects available at OWASP. And it's simply an open community dedicated to enabling organizations to conceive, develop, acquire, operate, and maintain applications. The OWASP Foundation technically started on December 1st, 2001. and it started becoming an official legal incorporated as a non-profit charity organization in 2004. For 2 decades, corporations, foundations, developers, and so on supported the OWASP Foundation for its work, because OWASP played a huge role for providing different best practices and guidelines for making more secure software development procedures. The main programs are community-led open source software projects. There is over 250 local chapters worldwide. One of them is the new Algerian chapter, the OWASP Algiers, and tens of thousands of members worldwide. Industry-leading education and training conferences. The OWASP vision is no more insecure software, because the first principle for OWASP is, or the first goal was to create and develop more secure, let's say, codes, because we all know that software security or application security as a whole in general plays a crucial role in different cybersecurity programs at each cybersecurity industry, or let's say different businesses in the IT industry. So the mission was to be a global open community that powers secure software through education, collaboration, tools, and so on, and also talks like we are doing right now. So the world's largest nonprofit organization concerned with software security is OWASP. It supports the building of impactful projects, it develops and nurtures communities, and provides educational publications and resources. The core values of OWASP are 4: open, innovative, global, and the integrity. So OWASP, like I said, is mainly interested in sharing these security awareness principles that concerns application security subjects, but at the same time it is also related to other industries and fields. Like recently they created the OWASP LLMs for securing different AI models and so on. We will be uncovering these projects in the few coming minutes. So the OWASP Algiers chapter is the first official OWASP chapter in Algeria and the 9th chapter in Africa. There are other chapters in Africa, like the Tunisian chapter. There is Cairo of Egypt, Ghana, Morocco, Nigeria, and so on. The mission of our chapter, the Algiers chapter, is to enrich Algeria's application security community and at the same time strengthen the cybersecurity landscape across our nation. We are providing you with a commitment to knowledge sharing, different collaborations, and cutting-edge practices. And we aim to empower the individuals, the enthusiasts, and even the organizations that are present in Algeria. Too many people. Welcome, everyone. At OWASP Algiers chapter, we believe in the power of a collective knowledge, because we all know that in order to succeed in cybersecurity, you can't truly do that alone. You have to support the community and at the same time receive some support from the community, because, you know, there are hundreds of specialties, industries, and fields inside the information security and cybersecurity industries. So it requires different profiles, different perspectives from different industries and organizations. And this is the importance of having such chapters, especially here in Algeria, so we can probably level up certain maturity of this field in Algeria, and at the same time help teach, innovate, and develop different skills for the different individuals that are present in Algeria. So, concerning the chapter board, I'm Taher Amine ELHOUARI. I'm the chapter founder and leader, alongside my other teammates, Abdurraouf Ben Qaida. We have Hisham Bulganduz as well as a chapter board member, Bashir Ben Yemmi, and Abdel Basit Zerougi. The OWASP Algerian chapter is simply here to build a community for application security, but at the same time to provide different awareness and education concerning other aspects of information security and cybersecurity. Generally, the local chapters of OWASP are free and open to anyone to attend. You can become I can explain it later how to become an OWASP Foundation Global member. You can become a member, and even if you are not a member, you can always participate in such webinars, talks, and projects for free. So basically, these local meetings include trainings to improve skills, talks relevant to your work on or industry of expertise, and at the same time, networking opportunities. Because inshallah, in the near future, we will be featuring different cybersecurity experts from Algeria and outside Algeria to come to our chapter and deliver some talks and webinars relevant to their industry of expertise. So we hope you can join us in accomplishing this mission, whether you are an experienced professional or even a student or simply an enthusiast. We welcome you so we can make a difference together in Algeria's cybersecurity landscape. So what can you expect from our chapter? Simply, there will be training sessions to improve your skills. There will be a ton of talks and conferences, webinars that covers different aspects of the industry. There will be also some networking opportunities with Algerian experts and other global experts. And obviously, there will be some awareness sessions. And probably we will be doing some sort of blog or podcast. We didn't announce that yet. It's still under discussion. So we can provide you with some probably industry news. We hope you can join us in accomplishing this mission. We really welcome you. So now I will be presenting to you this presentation, which I made a couple of months ago, that concerns the different projects, let's say OWASP MVPs. MVP stands for the most valuable projects. So we will be seeing together the different concepts of OWASP. In this little presentation, we will be talking about application security. Well, we can already skip the introduction to OWASP since we already introduced OWASP. We will see some OWASP MVPs and, of course, the most famous project of OWASP, which is the top 10, the web top 10, mobile top 10, and the API top 10. So simply, the first question is, what is AppSec, or what is application security? AppSec aims to protect software application code and data against cyber threats. So simply, we encompasses different security measures and controls at the application level to prevent data or code within different infrastructures from being stolen, hijacked, or even cracked. It simply includes security considerations that happen during application development and design and even after. What is OWASP? We introduced it. We told you that previously OWASP was known for Open Web Application Security Project, but since February 2023, OWASP became the Open Worldwide Application Security Project. So, OWASP most valuable projects, or OWASP MVPs. First of all, we have the OWASP top 10. I mean, every cybersecurity professional must have heard about the OWASP top 10 because it plays a crucial role in securing three main types, which is web applications, APIs, and mobile applications. So, the top 10, first published in 2003, it is regularly updated. There is literally like every 3 or 4 years a new update for the different OWASP top 10s. It simply aims to raise awareness about application security by identifying the most critical risks facing different infrastructures. There is also the OWASP SAM. It is used by cybersecurity consultants at a worldwide scale. It stands for the Software Assurance Maturity Model. It's a simple project with a mission to provide an effective and measurable way for all types of organizations to improve their software security posture. We also have the OWASP Dev Guide, or the Development Guide, and it provides practical guidance for different IT engineers and developers to build secure applications and secure codes by design, by using the different frameworks and languages, as an example, PHP, ASP, G2EE, and the other languages like Ruby on Rails, Python, and so on. We also have OWASP Testing Guide. It includes a best practice for like a penetration testing framework that users can implement in their own organizations, and to provide simply pen testing and how to test the application to identify its vulnerabilities to come up with a patching plan. We also have OWASP Code Review Guide. It's a simple project, or let's say more like a technical book written for people who do, let's say, source code review in order to identify vulnerabilities and so on through the different, let's say, technologies, SAST, DAST, YAST, and so on. Well, we also have the OWASP ASVS, which is the Application Security Verification Standard. It's a project that provides a basis for testing web application technical security controls in order to provide the different developers with the best recommendations in order to secure their applications. There is also the OWASP IR, and this will be a little bit impressive because OWASP AR, which is the OWASP Incident Response Project, I know you will be probably having a question in your mind right now saying, well, OWASP is more about application security, so why they are talking about incident response? Well, let me remind you that yes, OWASP is the main focus of OWASP is application security and software security, but it's not just only that. OWASP is also a keystone player in the cybersecurity industry. So from time to time, they cover other industries like incident response, penetration testing, some sort of risk compliance, governance, and so on. So they have different aspects and projects, and this is what we are aiming for in our Algiers chapter, not only to talk about application security, but to also raise and provide awareness and expertise in other subjects of information security and cybersecurity. So the OWASP AR, or the Incident Response Project, it simply provides users with a current set of tools and best practices for dealing with mostly web applications that have been hacked already. And another famous and well-known tool in the OWASP world, it's called the OWASP ZAP. Most of CTF players, vulnerability analysts, and penetration testers must have heard about the OWASP ZAP. It's more like the equivalent of Burp Suite, and it's free and open source. The Z Attack Proxy, it's a project for simply a pen testing tool for finding vulnerabilities in web applications. It simply plays the role as a proxy, like you see from its name. It's designed to be used by people with wide range of security expertise to, try to find vulnerabilities. It is also used by bug bounty hunters and so on. There is also the OWASP WebGoat. It is simply an insecure platform made for people that are beginning to understand different web security vulnerabilities and pen testing and so on, so they can practice their skills, knowledge, and learn in a legal way. Some other OWASP MVPs, there is the AppSec pipeline, or the Application Security RUG DevOps pipeline. It's simply, let's say, a program to find information needed for application security programs. Simply, the AppSec pipelines take the principles of DevOps by adding some sort of a sec in between, which becomes a DevSecOps. There is also the OWASP Threat Dragon. It's a modeling tool for threat modeling. It's used to create threat model diagrams as part of a secure development lifecycle, or SSDLC. There are also some other OWASP projects, because trust me, me myself, I can't even remember the whole, let's say, 200 projects or more. OWASP has so many projects, and it has different people with different perspectives and expertise, and they are making, let's say, daily improvements and different projects. So any one of you who have a project in mind that doesn't exist in OWASP can come along, join the ride, join us, and help probably collaborate with the different security experts in order to make his project freely and open source available to the others. So simply, we cannot include every single OWASP project, since they have a dozen more, like I said, probably 100 or more, that cover different AppSec and CyberSec expertises and fields. So simply, what I presented to you today is what we call the most valuable projects of OWASP that are famous, that are well used and well respected within the industry. There are some more, like you see here. If we talk about operations, there is the Mod Security CRS. If we talk about culture building, there are playbooks, MassVS, and different tools. There is for training and education, like vulnerable labs, like WebGoat, PyGoat, Juice Shop. There are so many. There are some others for verification, WSTG for web and MSTG for mobile. There are tools, OWTF, the ZAP, which we introduced to you earlier. There are some frameworks and so on. OWASP is so rich of different projects that covers different subjects. The OWASP Web Application Security Top 10, one of the most famous standards, let's say a standard when it comes to securing different web applications. The OWASP Top 10 is a standard awareness document for developers and web application security testers. It represents a broad consensus about the most critical security risks to web applications. It's globally recognized and it's widely used by almost all organizations that works in cybersecurity. So there are actually two main versions. There are some other. One of them is the famous version of 2017, and there is the latest edition of 2021. Like you can see, there are a couple of changes, but there are some vulnerabilities that were removed from the top 10, and there are some others that even had more critical score, like you see the broken access control, injection vulnerabilities, SSRF, and so on. We will be dedicating another session to talk in depth about the the OWASP Web Top 10, and there will be some other, let's say, probably workshops where we can teach you how to identify these type of vulnerabilities and how to secure your servers from them. There is also the the Mobile Security Top 10. It's another top 10 by OWASP. It's a work made through a collaboration between OWASP and ENISA. ENISA is a security or cybersecurity agency from Europe. It's globally recognized by developers as the first step towards more secure mobile coding for mobile applications. The new mobile top 10 list for 2023 is being worked upon. So for your information, I'm not really sure if it's already published yet or not, but you will be expecting a new fresh version of the OWASP Mobile Security Top 10 soon. So the mobile top 10, there is the initial release of 2023. There is another OWASP 2016 at this moment. And you can see here this table, a comparison between the two versions. In the newer version, there will be some changes, like some new vulnerabilities and some others that have been removed from the top 10, because these top 10 projects are based on real-world statistics, different use cases from different breaches, and they get these information from different organizations and so on in order to make an updated top 10 list. There is also the API Security Top 10. Well, API stands for Application Programming Interfaces. Most of you already know that. And there is also an OWASP Top 10 list, especially for securing APIs. Like you see here, we have a version of 2019, and there is a new one in 2023. It's the same like the others. It has a list of different vulnerabilities and so on. And yes, you know it, and you got it right. I know what you're thinking. Yes, we will be doing another session. There will be different talks covering these three main top 10s with some labs where we will be teaching you the different vulnerabilities present in such applications and how to exploit them from a hand and how to secure them in the other hand. So thank you for listening, and now we will be presenting to you this little presentation about building cybersecurity controls. Mainly, this presentation was presented during the event of GDG Media DevFest last week. It was presented by one of our board members, Abdelbasit Zerouki. He is a cybersecurity consultant, a board member of our chapter, and he is also a certified professional holding a couple of prestigious certifications in the field. We are sorry he couldn't make it to this event, so I will be presenting it to you in a brief way. So, cybersecurity, information security, these type of things have made it to the top trending news. Each day we face new cyber attacks, new vulnerabilities, new risks, APT groups, and so on. There are a couple of cyber attack maps. Well, some of them are not realistic, but there are some others that that are realistic, like this one of Kaspersky. It's a cyber attacks map that represents a couple of graphs and designs in order for you to understand what kind of country attacking what kind of country and so on. So simply these cyber attack maps help with identifying the different APT groups and identifying the statistics of cyber attacks targeted at different countries. And Algeria is one of the most attacked countries, and it's in the position number 26. Well, APT map, another one for advanced persistent threats. Advanced persistent threats, like you know, are somehow the elite hackers. They are the different groups of cyber criminals, the different nation state sponsored actors and so on, that are highly skilled with high capabilities in attacking different critical infrastructures, and sometimes they are able to, you know, to produce some real damage to different countries and organizations. Well, in order to understand these things, you have to be familiar with a couple of things. There are some malware archives, there are some honeypot sensors installed at some organizations, there are some public vulnerability databases that can show you the different vulnerabilities at different products and vendors. And we also have industry-specific CERT. CERT is the Computer Emergency Response Team. They are, let's say, the organization's most elite team capable of defending and responding to different cyber attacks at an organization level, and sometimes at a national level. So there are different certs for industry specific and organization specific. There is OSINT and Human Intelligence Sources, which is OSINT stands for the open source intelligence, where you can gather some information from the web, like from Google, YouTube, and different platforms. And we also have the cybersecurity media, which plays a crucial role in identifying the latest news and concerning defenders and attackers. And we have the APT groups, which are the advanced persistent threats that we have already talked about. So when we combine these different sources of information, we apply to it at the same time some big data sources, some artificial intelligence, and with the help of the human minds, the different analysts and professionals and so on, we deliver an output. This output can give us IOAs and IOCs, indicators of attack and indicators of compromise. It also helps us create a real-time trends, like a cyber attack map. It also helps us in creating let's say some sort of an internal platform feed that has the different CDI, cyber threat intelligence information, that can help an organization face different attacks like DDoS attacks, phishing domains, and so on. You can simply prevent them before even happening. We can also use all of this information in order to help generate a report like APT group activities or global ransomware outbreaks and so on. So if we talk about Algeria in particular, because OWASP Algiers, Algeria, we have a huge importance concerning our nation. So a national cybersecurity context would mean understanding and assessing the different internal and external cyber threat actors. Because believe me, let's say half of the attacks that happen and the breaches and data leaks, sometimes they happen from the inside. So there is a huge importance for internal threat actors. It's not only about external, because sometimes you might truly have a very secure infrastructure with the different guidelines, procedures, controls, and so on, and still a breach or a data leak happen. Well, most of these scenarios, when they investigate them and get into deeper details, they come to a conclusion that it happened from the inside. So both internal and external threat actors plays a huge and critical role. We also have securing the digital government services, يعني تقديم خدمات حكومية آمنة. This is a very important thing for a national cybersecurity context, because like everyone or most of you know, Algeria is doing some efforts in trying to digitalize the different infrastructures and services of the government. So this at the same time will bring some sort of risks and threats to the national level. So securing these digital government services is a very important step. There is also the Global Cybersecurity Index, because if we truly collaborate as industry experts, professionals, consultants, students, and so on, in order to bring a more a more secure and private cyberspace for Algerians, then we will be obviously having a better global index with the other countries. We can also establish different regulatory bodies for cybersecurity, privacy, data protection, and so on. So these things that we can do will benefit greatly the whole Algerian government and people. But we will also help administrations, institutions, organizations, whether they are public, private, and also citizens, because citizens plays also a crucial role, because you can secure organizations, you can implement top-notch technologies and different security solutions, but if you don't also provide some cyber awareness to the people themselves, then you will be having a weak link, because there are a couple of attacks and huge failures that happen just because of the lack of cybersecurity awareness for people and employees and so on. So if we talk about Algeria, we can talk about the presidential decree of 2005 that presented some ideas and presented a guideline for having a strategic level, ce qu'on appelle le Conseil national de la sécurité des systèmes d'information. This might help in, creating a national cybersecurity strategy that might help greatly in securing the different organizations and industry businesses here in Algeria. There is also, from the other hand, the tactical and operational level, l'Agence de la sécurité des systèmes d'information. This agency can also play a role in securing organizations, companies, and individuals as well. We have also عندنا سلطة الضبط RPCE, عندنا أيضا l'ANPDP, l'Autorité nationale de protection des données à caractère personnel, which is something similar to the GDPR of Europe, the General Data Protection Regulation, and it comes as a form of ANPDP for the Algerian local vision as a law 1807. We have also the Global Cybersecurity Index. Actually, you might not like what you will see, because our score is a little bit bad concerning the international cybersecurity index. To keep it simple, the Global Cybersecurity Index is a trusted source in order to identify the top players when it comes to cybersecurity. So it simply ranks different countries, and depending on their legal measures, technical, procedural measures, organizational measures, capacity building, and international cooperation. Well, concerning the Global Cybersecurity Index, obviously we will have the United States as the first one, then we have the United Kingdom, and luckily for us as Arabs and Muslims, we have Saudi Arabia also in the second position alongside some others like Malaysia, Russia, and the United Arab Emirates and others. Well, for Saudi Arabia is also in the second position, like we said, and Algeria, unfortunately, is 104. Well, to be honest, it makes you feel down a little bit, because to be honest, we have some worldwide renowned experts that are Algerians. Some of them are still in Algeria, some of them are working outside in some of the most prestigious organizations, but Algeria as a country still has its own issues. So we are all doing our part, trying to help come up with a plan that might help the whole Algerian nation as a whole, whether they are companies, government, people, citizens, and so on. Well, unfortunately, we are in this position, but I'm sure that we can, let's say, enhance our position in the coming months or years, hopefully. Well, we have some international cybersecurity regulatory organizations. Some of them are, let's say, or let's start with Saudi Arabia as an Arabic and Muslim country like us. We have the Communications, Space and Technology Commission, هيئة اتصالات والفضاء والتقنية. It's one of the regulatory organizations at Saudi Arabia. There is also a very interesting one, the National Cybersecurity Authority. We wish to have something similar here in Algeria. There is the National Data Management Office. As you can see, Saudi Arabia played a crucial part in developing their own national strategy by creating the different authorities, regulatory organizations, standards, and procedures. We also have Dubai Electronic Security Center. It plays a huge role in securing the different infrastructures of Dubai, and it also contributes to the global cybersecurity index of the UAE, the United Arab Emirates. When it comes to the UK, United Kingdom, we have the NCSC, the National Cybersecurity Center. If we talk about Australia, we have the Australian Cybersecurity Center. For France, we have ONSI. For Germany, there is the NCC. And for the United States, there are so many, but the top of them are the US Department of Homeland Security, the NSA, and the CISA, which is a huge player in the cybersecurity of United States and sometimes even at an international scale. It stands for the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency. There are as well international cybersecurity standards and guidelines that helps different organizations at an international level. Most of them, they are not very specific to one country only. The most famous one is the ISO 27001, which stands for the International Standardization Organization. This standard, or the ISO 27001, it simply helps organizations and governments and so on in order to establish an ISMS, or an Information Security Management System. This ISMS, or this management system, is based on the controls and the guidelines that are written inside the ISO 27002. There are some others for privacy, for resilience, and so on, like 2717, there is the 22301, and some others. We also have OWASP as the Open Worldwide Application Security Project, with its different most valuable projects that helps define guidelines and standards in order to secure applications and systems and so on. There is the CSA, or the Cloud Security Alliance, with a huge focus on different cloud security aspects. We have the CES, the Center for Internet Security. They provide guidelines and best practices and system hardening guides to harden and secure different applications, infrastructures, network equipment, operating systems, and so on. We have the GDPR, the General Data Protection Regulation, that is created by the European Union. We also have the NIST cybersecurity framework. Actually, this is an old version because the NIST CSF version 2 contains 6 pillars: identify, protect, detect, respond, recover, and govern. The new version has another element added. They called it govern, which stands for governance, because governance, or information technology and security governance, plays a huge and crucial role in developing a security framework that could be used at critical infrastructures. We also have locally in Algeria the RNSE, or le référentiel national de la sécurité de l'information, يعني المرجع الوطني لأمن المعلومات. And probably we will be holding another session that covers this RNSI, because one of the creators of this reference is one of our board members, and he is the creator of this presentation. It's Abdel Basit Zrouqi. Probably we can discuss with him. If you guys are interested, he could probably present to you this RNSI of Algeria. There is also there is a study case about let's say a hospital digital platform. Let's say you have a hospital and you are hired to secure this hospital because they wanted to go to digitalize the way they do things. So they are about to have a digital platform. Obviously, this hospital digital platform will have different aspects: HR system, financial system, bills, other stuff. And this information will be related to the different people, workers, doctors, and so on. And this information obviously will be hosted in a database. So there will be personal information, financial information, and so on. And sometimes when it comes to hosting, there could be different ways to host this database or this digital platform. It could be on-premise, which means on the hospital itself, and sometimes through a third party, another internet service provider, a cloud provider, and so on. So securing this digital platform will require implementing a cybersecurity program that fits the needs of how the hospital works. At the same time, you will be building and implementing the different cybersecurity controls, which is the subject of this presentation. So there are some compliance requirements if you want to create a hospital digital platform in Algeria. Obviously, you will have to comply with the RNSI, which we talked about. At the same time, you will have to comply with the ANPDP 1807 for securing and having some privacy for people's information. And also, sometimes you would probably want to comply with international standards like HIPAA for the United States or the ISO 27001 or any other regulation or standard. So building cybersecurity controls means knowing the requirements, the compliance procedures, and at the same time, how to design, implement, and choose effective controls. First of all, most of cybersecurity controls, or let's say the way that we build these controls in order to control them, test them, and so on, we use the PDCA, or the Plan, Do, Check, Act. This is a methodology that is used in different information security management systems in order to implement them, to check their efficiency, and in order to improve them at the same time. This PDCA control cycle can also help you build different cybersecurity controls that could be effective for your own organization. We also have the initial components of these controls. We have PPT, people, process, and technology. These three components plays a huge and crucial part in order to have an effective security control inside a cybersecurity program. The different control categories following the international standard of 27002, there are mainly four types: people controls, technical controls, physical controls, and organizational controls. As an example, there will be some controls that you can put in order to govern the different people responsible or that are working inside your organization. There are some other technical controls. As an example, installing an antivirus solution, acquiring an EDR, a firewall, and so on. There are some physical controls like implementing CCTV cameras, the different physical security locks, fingerprint scanners, and so on. And there are at the same time also organizational controls that could be applied at an organizational level. The objectives of these controls are three: the CIA triad: confidentiality, integrity, and availability. We can also add non-repudiation and a couple of others. And these, when you have all of these control components, understanding the control cycle, and achieving the objectives that you want to achieve, when you map them with the control categories, you will have other control types. Like there are some controls or tools or whatever that are detective. They are used for the detection part. Some others for prevention, some others for recovery, that sometimes a corrective control, and so on. We can dive into these different types of controls with practical examples, probably in the near future. Maybe we will hold another session, probably here at the OWASP Algiers chapter, where we can talk about the different industry regulations and standards and guidelines that has already set a couple of controls that could be applied in different infrastructures. We have also the most famous American framework, the NIST CSF. NIST stands for the National Institute for Science and Technology, and they have a couple of, let's say, frameworks and guidelines. There is the CSF, which is the cybersecurity framework. There is the RMF, which is the risk management framework, and there are some others. The NIST CSF, like I said before, there is a newer version because this version has only 5 pillars: identify, protect, detect, respond, recover. Like I told you before, the second version, which was released a couple of months ago, which is the CSF v2, it has a 6th element, which is govern, the governance. So some organizational controls inside the ISO 27002 in its latest update of 2022. We have organizational controls like the policies of information security, defining roles and responsibilities, classification of information or data classification. We have IAM, which we call it Identity and Access Management and Control. There is CTI, the Cyber Threat Intelligence, different aspects of information security in projects management, privacy and protection of PII, which is the personal identifiable information. There are some other controls that could be applied in supplier relationships, in using cloud services, and more than that. There is also independent review of information security, which we call security testing, like vulnerability assessments, penetration testing, and so on. The ISO 27001 and 2 and 5 have been around for a while now in the information security industry, and they provide strong help when it comes to implementing an information security management system with its different aspects, whether it's controls or risk management, people, and so on. The technological controls could be something like user endpoint, protection against malware by installing some sort of anti-malware, something like that. There is the privileged access rights or privileged access management, and so on. There is also the CM tool for monitoring, cryptography, and so on. We can dive into these details and subjects and fields in the next coming days, hopefully. We also have some people controls you can implement in your organization, like background check, the security awareness, confidentiality agreement, an NDA or a non-disclosure agreement, remote work, and so on. So the Australian government has created something they call the Essential 8 or the Essential 8 controls that must be presented as a bare minimum for securing different organizations and systems. It's created by the ACSC, the Australian Cybersecurity Center. We have application control, patch applications, multi-factor authentication, backups, application hardening, and so on. And they recently created another one. They called it the Essential Controls, the 10 priority areas for increased cyber resilience, in order to have some sort of strong cyber resiliency facing advanced persistent threats like MFA, multi-factor authentication, VPNs, RDP, endpoint detection and response, incident response, and so on. All of these controls and solutions can help you design and implement a cybersecurity program that is based on cybersecurity controls that are presented at different frameworks, standards, and guidelines in order to have some certain maturity at your organization in order to be cyber ready in case of an attack or data breach, and so on. So this is it, guys. These are the three presentations that we wanted to present you today. If you have any questions, I will be happy to answer you. So let me check. Well, let me switch to PC. I'm using phone. Take your time. Yes, Musab, you can go ahead and write your question in the messages section. We also have with us Abdurrauf bin Qaida, the chapter co-leader, and Hisham Baganduz, a board member of our chapter. They can also help in order to answer the different questions that you might have. Muhammad Saidani, if some can update the meetup by adding the link of the event. I don't really understand what you are trying to say. Usama Zrara, we should have a national cert. Yes, absolutely, and hopefully we will see some sort of a national cert anytime soon. Well, like Abdurrauf told you, there is already a cert in Algeria made by the CERIST organization, but hopefully we will see more reactions and reactivity from them. Well, if anyone have any question, I'm available to answering. At 6 p.m. we will be closing this webinar, so try to take this opportunity in order to present any question or doubt you might have. Probably we can help you with something. Will these meetings be frequent? Yes, actually these meetings could be frequent. We will try to do our best, probably in order to organize similar presentations, probably each, let's say, month or so. We will see. I will check in with my board members, and hopefully we will come up with with an agreement. Congrats on an amazing presentation. Thank you, Nasser. Thank you, Mohammed Zaidani. Thank you, Hisham Berbash. How can we join the OWASP Algiers chapter? Well, actually, this is an interesting question because I was talking with my board members recently about the possibility of opening memberships for the different Algerian people here in order to join our chapter as members. So hopefully we might announce on our social pages anytime soon. So keep a look on our social pages. Probably we will come up with a solution these days. Anyone with any other question? Well, I'm gonna leave now a couple of minutes for my other board members, Abdurraouf and Hisham. Probably they wanna add some note or answer any kind of question. Feel free, Raouf, Hisham. Maybe internships. Well, we can't do Nasser. I'm sorry, brother, but we can't do internships because OWASP Algiers chapter is a non-profit organization. We are not a company. We don't employ people or something. But probably we can help you by guiding you during your journey. So we will be pleased to help. No worries. Thank you for your presentation. Thank you too for attending this presentation. Yes, Hisham, go ahead.
Hi, Amin. Thank you for the presentation. It was awesome, brother.
Thank you.
So I will see some question here.
Probably you can add some perspectives into the questions they ask.
Yes, maybe Nasser, he asked maybe there is some internship to get experiences. So about the internship, we cannot do internship right now, but we can do some workshop. We can do some practice exercises to get hands-on an experience with in different cybersecurity world, in different cybersecurity domains, even application security or red teaming, blue side.
Teaming,
Okay,
yeah.
also, yes.
Yeah, definitely. Raouf, do you want to add some point of view? We have another question. Salam Sata, thank you for the informative presentation. Yeah, you are welcome. For surprise are doing. Yeah, we are trying our best to benefit each one of you. What are some certs that you can recommend for people who are new to this field? And can we secure a job here in Algeria by the known cert like... Well, I thought you are talking about computer emergency response teams, and now I understand that you are talking about certifications. Well, actually, Ines, to be honest with you, cybersecurity certifications or information security certifications might vary from a case to another. I mean, it depends on your goals or the type of career that you want to have. Well, I personally would say that if you are a beginner, then I would obviously recommend that you would do the CompTIA Security Plus. It doesn't really matter if you pass the exam or not, but the content inside the CompTIA Security Plus program is a great way to build foundational knowledge about the different aspects of information security. Well, then you can pursue other programs like the well-known OSCP, CISSP, CISM. There are so many certifications and programs that you can do. Well, Nasser asked the question, 701 or 601. Actually, I have done the 601. The 701 is a new version. I didn't really see the content of this program, so I can't really say. But obviously, you would be doing the latest version, so go for the latest edition. There are some other certifications. I'm sorry, Hisham.
It's 601, I think, the latest.
I think it's 701. I'm not sure.
Maybe it is the latest. Maybe this weekend. I have never heard about it.
Okay. Well, I didn't hear about it, so I have no idea. Yeah. Well, there are some other
about CC certification.
Yes,
I just want to
exactly.
About certified cybersecurity. It's good certification for beginners to get in cybersecurity.
Yes, exactly. I was about to present also another initiative in Algeria because there is, guys, another official chapter here in Algeria that concerns ISC2, the International Information System Security Certification Consortium, that have different webinars about different subjects of cybersecurity and certifications. Like Hisham mentioned, there is a very good program called CC, which means or stands for Certified in Cybersecurity. It's a very good program and certification at the same time in order to help you get the different fundamentals of different aspects of cybersecurity, like controls, governance, business continuity, disaster recovery, and so on. So I would also suggest following the ISC2 chapter and the CC program of the ISC2 organization. If someone is interested in beginning their journey into cybersecurity, what forms the fundamental basis of this field? Well, to be honest, with Nest, to answer this question, you would obviously need any kind of knowledge you already have. You will need knowledge and skills in systems administration, in networking, in programming languages, because all of these things can help you advance quickly in the cybersecurity industry, because cybersecurity is related to everything, whether it's AI, data science, computer engineering, programming, development, systems and networks administration, even electronics, because there is also OT, IoT, and ICS security for operational technology, industrial control systems, and Internet of Things devices. And these things would require also experiences and expertise with different electronic devices, programmable logic interfaces, controllers, DLCs, PLCs, and different stuff. So cybersecurity needs each single information that you can have. So whether you study computer science, networks, or programming, you would obviously need these things in order to build a strong security career. Just want to say congrats and thank you. You're welcome. Thank you too for supporting this initiative. I believe in Algeria we need to work more as a community. Exactly, this is what we are trying to do here in OWASP and also with other chapters. I didn't mention, but I'm also a founding board member of the ISC2 chapter, and we are both working as two chapters in order to level up this industry here in Algeria. So I'm also excited to work on more things that might benefit me, the other colleagues, and each single one of you, inshallah. So guys, if you have another question, please feel free to drop it. We still have 3 minutes to go. At 6 p.m. I will end this session. And also you can follow the OWASP and ISC2 chapters in their social media pages, where you can stay up to date with the different initiatives that we will be doing in the future. And even if you have, I don't know, you need some help or assistance during your career, your work or studies, of course, if it is related to InfoSec and CyberSec, you can feel free to drop me a message or reach out to my other board members, Raouf, Hisham, or the others. So feel free. Are there SOCs here in Algeria and do they offer internships? Yes, there are different security operations center in Algeria. They are specific to their organizations and companies. Like the banking industry has a set of different banks. Each one of them has its different SOC. They are different one from another, because each SOC has its own team, tools, technologies, procedures, and the SOC maturity. So yes, to answer your question, yes, there are so many organizations and companies here in Algeria who have their own in-house SOC. Yes, you can try with GZ, Uridu, banks, financial industry, feel free. Most of the mature organizations in Algeria have their dedicated SOC. Congrats. Thank you, Nasser. Thank you all, especially Brother Hisham, who took my call the other day. I hope we can create a great community to introduce our country to the field. Absolutely, Nasser. Thank you too for attending our session, and I hope to see you in the future sessions. Guys, we have 1 minute left. In case you have another question or something, feel free to drop it. Well, if that's the case, I hope everything was clear. Thank you everyone for attending our introductory webinar into the OWASP Algiers chapter. I really hope to see you in the future events. Hopefully there will be a recorded session of this webinar that we will post, inshallah, to our YouTube channel, so you can share it with your friends if they couldn't attend. And make sure to follow us on our social networks, because we will be doing a lot of work in the next coming days. So thank you all. جزاكم الله خيرا. بارك الله فيكم على حضوركم. تبقوا على خير. السلام عليكم.